This is the Kilauea Eruption and Mauna Loa update for the 12th of November 2022. Kilauea volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii continues to erupt on the western part of Mauna crater. Active lava is seen in a large 150 meter by 100 meter or about 492 foot by 328 foot wide lava lake, and from a 25 meter or about 80 foot wide lava pond just southwest of the main lava pond, as well as from a small 10 meter or 33 foot wide active vent west of the main lava lake, which is what you see here, the active vent west of the main lava lake that was filmed by the US Geological Survey. So far, around 115 million cubic meters of lava has erupted since the 29th of September 2021. Sulfur dioxide emissions at the summit of Kilauea are around 550 to 600 tons per day. Sulfur dioxide on both the East Rift Zone and the Southwest Rift Zone are below detection limits. The types of gases that are emitted during the Kilauea eruption are sulfur dioxide, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and trace amounts of carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, and hydrogen fluoride. Gases emitted during a Kilauea eruption, particularly sulfur dioxide, react with the oxygen in the air and also with the moisture and particles in the atmosphere to create VOG, or volcanic smog, which is a natural pollutant. The health threshold for sulfur dioxide emissions in the atmosphere are moderate, which is 0.1 parts per million, unhealthy 1 part per million, or hazardous or dangerous 5 parts per million. VOG primarily affects the residents who live on the southwest part of the Big Island, and under certain trade wind conditions can affect the Kona side as well. This is the sulfur dioxide forecast map from the Mauna Loa Weather Center for the 12th and 13th of November 2022. The winds normally blow from the northeast to the southwest of the Big Island. You can see the sulfur dioxide concentrations at the summit of Kilauea, which can be as high as 20 parts per million, and the VOG can also remain on the southwest part of the Big Island for hours on end. Now, the depth of the lava lake, or the crater floor rise, has risen 144 by 144.4 meters, or 471 to 472 feet since the 20th of September 2021. The total crater floor rise since the 20th of December 2020, which was the first eruption, is 373 meters or 1,224 feet. Over the course of a month, it has only risen about a meter or about 3.3 feet. The crater floor has risen to a peak of 373 meters on the 2nd of November, but has dropped about a half a meter as of this writing. Low levels of ground deformation continue on both the southwest and east rift zones. However, there were no earthquakes that were recorded on either rift zone for the past month. Earthquakes were mainly confined to the summit, with a small amount of recorded earthquakes in the upper east rift zone. Weak inflation at the summit was recorded over the last 30 days, as indicated in this tiltmeter graph. Here you can see 3 deflation events as well as 3 inflation events. The general direction is continued inflation, but weak. Now, this is one of the US Geological Survey's webcams facing towards the east. As you can see, over the past 10 days, there have been no squeeze-ups of lava anywhere around the crater's edge. In fact, no squeeze-ups of lava have been seen anywhere on or on the edge of the crater floor outside of the active lava pond since late September 2022, after the crater floor drop of 21 September 2022. The thermal cam also shows no squeeze-ups of lava outside the active lava pond over the past 11 days. The surface of the active lava pond has not risen nor dropped significantly, nor has it overflowed since late September 2022. It remains about 8 to 9 meters or about 26 to 30 feet below the lava pond rim. Now let's move on to Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa is currently not erupting, nor is there any indication that it will erupt anytime soon. Tiltmeters at the summit continue to record elevated inflation that started in mid-September 2022. There have been an average of about 40 earthquakes per day taking place about 2 to 3 miles or 3 to 5 kilometers below Makua Beobeo caldera, and 4 to 5 miles or about 6 to 8 kilometers below the upper northwest flank of Mauna Loa, just 4.5 miles or about 7 kilometers northwest of the summit caldera. Here you can see the daily earthquakes that took place at the summit of Mauna Loa since the 1st of November 2022, and the average has been around 40 per day. Earthquakes at the summit of Mauna Loa has peaked in the last half of September, peaking around 400 per week. Earthquake activity at the summit of Mauna Loa slowed a bit in October of 2022, but still remained at elevated levels. Earthquakes increased, however, in November of 2022. Even though Mauna Loa is not erupting, but the potential for an eruption within a year remains high. Residents living on Mauna Loa's flanks must be prepared for an eruption. Areas south of Kona and west of Naalehu must be ready to leave on a moment's notice due to the fact that lava flows from the southwest rift zone reach the ocean in just a few hours. Residents on the east side of Mauna Loa towards Hilo, however, have more time to prepare and evacuate due to Mauna Loa's gentle northeast slope.